What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And, you know, I'm looking for a graphic designer because I have an idea for a shirt. But I'm just not able to figure it out. I've been messing around with GIMP. But the Democrats and their outrage over the MAGA hats have given me a great idea for a shirt or a slogan that will put them on the spot. So if you know any graphic designers out there, please hit me up. I mean, it's not like I can drop about $7,000 on you. So if you're one of those graphic designers who like, yeah, I worked on the last campaign for Procter and Gamble, and I'm sorry. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm sure you'll be great, but I need somebody who's just getting off the ground or something like that, or maybe want to donate some time. That's what I need. So anyway, speaking of that, the MAGA hat issue, it's surfaced again. Yeah, somebody has gone and said, and I guess he's in California, a chef, said he won't serve people who come in his restaurant with a MAGA hat on. Now, I'm offended by that. It almost makes me want to put a MAGA hat on and walk in there because I'm sure he assumes that almost everybody who would walk into his restaurant with a MAGA hat on would probably be white. What would he do if a black man walked in there with the MAGA hat on and posted up like, yeah, let me get a hamburger and some fries, or what? You don't want to serve me because I'm black? Well, no, it's because you got a MAGA hat on. Nope, I'm going to put you in a box. I'm going to make you have to juggle all your racist issues and your social justice and all that stuff. How do you do that? How do you do that? You got an oxymoron now. You got a black guy with a MAGA hat on. Are you gonna be racist and not serve the black guy? That's what I want to know, huh? Or are you gonna claim that the black guy is racist because he's wearing a MAGA hat? Man, did that just blow your mind? Of course it did. Yeah, see, so they don't think about stuff like that. But nonetheless, he opened his mouth. And you know what else they don't think about? They don't think about that half of the country almost voted for Donald Trump. And when you say stupid stuff like that, there's backlash that comes, okay? Yeah, just throw it out there thinking people's going to applaud you. Good job. Yeah, you're fighting against injustice. And then you find out that people say, you know what? I'm not coming to your restaurant at all. And then the people who pays the bills or on the board, they put that pressure on you. Dude, what are you doing? Look, man. You opened your fat chaps and look what's happening. People are boycotting. They're outside. They're protesting. They don't want to even come in the restaurant. You better clean this up. So he comes out and he gives this garbage apology. Apologize to the investors and the people who work here. But he never apologized to the people who express their freedom of speech and support for the president, as if the slogan, "Make America Great Again," is racist. But look what Don Lemon and Chris Conehead decide to do. Try to justify why it might be okay to not serve somebody that comes in with a MAGA hat on. Let's see what they have to say, everyone.
You know, no shirt, no shoes, no service. How is this any different than the baker with the cake? Well, that was about refusing service to a group of people that should be a protected class. Right. And unless you could argue that Trump supporters should be a protected class, I don't think you have much of an argument on that. I don't want to fall into...
Okay, so first things first. Chris Conehead tries to make a comparison that you can't really make, okay? Because, see, they didn't refuse service. They didn't kick these people out because they were gay. He even said, look, man, I will make you, a cake, but I'm not going to put that on it. See, he didn't say it's because of what you're wearing and I'm refusing to serve you. It's they came in and tried to make him make something that went against his religious beliefs. But he did try to accommodate them, but he just wouldn't cross that line when it came down to his religious beliefs, okay? But this guy, for whatever reason, is saying just the fact that you come in with a hat on, all right, I can't serve you based on the hat, not your religious beliefs, but because I think in my mind I've concoctioned this ideal of what the hat represents, then based on my delusion, I can't serve you, okay? So now let's see what Don Lemon says.
Selling the significance of the trigger of the expression to people.
Your clothing tells a story about who you are, what you think about, and what you represent. That hat means...
Okay, so now did you hear what Don Lemon tries to do? Don Lemon comes in, your clothing, what you wear represents who you are, what you think, what you feel. Now, is that what we're judging everybody by now? I mean, because I got a feeling there's a lot of women out there that go out with these little tight mini skirts on. and some dental floss between the legs, talking about these are underwear or just a little napkin over the breast. And then when guys go, ooh, man, she's dressed like a bleep, 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 bleep. How dare you say that based on how I'm dressed? You know what? You can't judge me by the way I'm dressed. Or how about the way maybe some young black men dress, pants sagging, hoodie on. They come to their rescue all of a sudden. You can't judge him by the way they dress just because he's dressed like a thug. Maybe he has a degree in law or something. Just because a woman dresses and exposes a lot of her body parts doesn't mean that she's loose and ready for action. No, that's just not it. See, that shows the hypocrisy of the left. They pick and choose their issues that they want to get upset about. So on one end, they would tell you, you can't judge a book by its cover, you can't stereotype, you can't profile somebody based on what they're wearing. But now all of a sudden, strangely, Don Lemon has gotten a new revelation. He's like, your way you're dressed really tells a lot about you, blah, 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 because I'm trying to make this thing make sense of why people are getting triggered over a Make America Great Again hat. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to act as if you flip this coin and start judging other people, okay, by the way they dress, then all of a sudden, that's wrong. Okay, so guess what? Man dressed like a woman, okay, might say somebody might be like, hey man, is that guy gay? If he goes, how dare you call me gay? I'm not gay. I'm just a transgender person. I'm not gay. Or I just like dressing up like a woman. The left would probably run to his rescue and say, you can't judge him just because he wants to dress like a woman and you just declare the man is gay or he's a... Yeah, see, that's where the liberal logic comes back to always bite him on the butt. So you got to play fair, Don Lemon and Chris Combhead. And now what you're trying to do is spew out what the left really wants to do, which is control how everybody dress, how they think, and what they say. That's what they really want to do. And they start off with this passive aggressive way of doing it by just demonizing you or attacking something that represents what they don't believe in. So they just say, you know what? Anything that looks like Trump, looks like America First, looks like some type of conservatism, we'll demonize not only that, but we'll demonize his followers, anybody who opened their mouth about him, all of that stuff, because we don't want people walking around with this red hat because like bulls with no logic, conscience, upper level of thinking and consciousness, when they see red, they just attack. So now all of a sudden the left, when they see the hat, you must attack. So now you're taking all the responsibility out of the hands of people on the left. So it's just the hat that triggers them. They have no self-control. I had to do it, Your Honor. I had to just beat these guys because they had the MAGA hat on. Yeah, had no choice. I saw red and it was like, yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't control myself. That's your excuse? You're saying that that's what it is? Now, see, here's the crazy part about that. This is how much of an American and a patriot and a person who believes in the Constitution I am. If I'm walking down the street, I lived in Cincinnati back when they used to do the KKK rallies on the square. All right, much as I despise the KKK, they're down there with their hats. I looked at them as stupid, really. But what I didn't do is say, darn it, I'm about to run up there and violate their freedom of speech and just start beating them and say I don't have enough self-control because I was triggered by it. So if I, being a black man, knowing the history of the KKK, could walk past and see somebody with a hood on, with a microphone up there talking about some stupid stuff and go, look at these idiots, and keep it moving. You're telling me you guys can't do this? Whereas the MAGA hat has not went out and drug anybody out the house with horses and burned them and hung them and all of that stuff, even though y'all been making these stories up lately about all of this stuff. It hasn't happened. And so yet you're trying to compare the MAGA hat to this type of hatred. But let's see where this hatred comes from. Because see, let's just be real. Certain opinions and beliefs don't just fall out of the sky. We now have found out there's a large, full-blown industry designed to paint narratives, push thoughts into people's head, download information, and kind of sway their opinions the way they think and the way they perceive things. So let's see what Don Lemon has to say.
Everything from, I would say, the beginning of the campaign, maybe even before, maybe that hat means the Central Park Five to people. Maybe it means birtherism to people. Maybe it means, Mexicans are rapists to people.
Now, you see what he was doing? Maybe it means now what he's doing right there. I'm going to expose Don Lemon. He's dropping some thoughts into the heads of all the viewers. See, these are the things he wants you to remember. Maybe it means the Central Park Five. They gave him a list of things that they've been pushing in society to make it seem like Donald Trump is racist. So he went down this list, Central Park Five. Maybe it means all Mexicans are rapists. See, and he's not telling you the context. See, first things first, he assumes, which he wants you to assume, that Trump believed the Central Park Five was guilty because simply they were black. But then that wouldn't explain his support for other black people in certain situations. Why can't it simply be he thought they was guilty because he thought they was guilty? Okay? But of course it couldn't be that. It had to be because they're black, right? Then he goes in and he takes a quote out of context, which the left has been doing since he announced he was running, which he said Mexicans are rapists. Out of context, once again, I'm not even going to go through that one again. I'll just refer people back to the whole context of what Donald Trump was saying. But see, Don Lemon don't want to do that because, see, it's a soundbite. It's a talking point. It's a way of them reinforcing the narrative that Donald Trump is racist. Now, what has created a large portion of our society to look at the hat and get triggered? Okay? Well, what has created that is Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo. All of those guys who've been pushing race through the whole campaign, all the way through his presidency, every single night on their stations talking about it. I remember Don Lemon said the president of the United States is a racist. Okay, you got to be kidding me. So now, when you keep programming people and threatening people by saying Donald Trump's a racist, he's a sexist, he's a racist, when you keep doing that, you're going to program people to think that he must be a racist. When you keep taking him out of context, when you omit information that would paint a clear picture, when you omit information that would totally dispel the whole narrative of him being a racist. Don't talk about the stuff that he's done in his past with black people that would challenge that whole narrative. Now, you don't want to bring those up like they just don't simply exist. But yet you want to highlight all the talking points that you and your buddies in the DNC got together and said, here's what we got to do. We got to go back to our bread and butter, racism. That's what I'm telling you. It's a number one stunner. It's a hit. Yeah, don't deviate from what works. Let's continue it. Keep it going. When we go on tour, we got to play the oldies but goldies. Racism. That's right. So they do it every single time. Him and Cuomo and the rest of them. Racism. Now, why then are you shocked when people see the MAGA hat and all y'all in the media have been saying things like, when I see the MAGA hat, all I see is a white hood, or it reminds me of Jim Crow, or you know what, MAGA, he's trying to make America white again. That's what he's doing. He's a racist. And now you get people who see it working at restaurants, and I'm not going to serve anybody that wears a MAGA hat because Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo have programmed me to think that as soon as I see that hat means he's a racist. But that's too smart for people who are walking around with the hamster on the wheel in the brain, running real hard just to keep up, for them to figure out. It's nothing but a trigger. It's nothing but them using psychology, programming people to, soon as they see that hat, it creates the image, no different than any old type of marketing. When you see the golden arches, what do you think of? McDonald's. Yeah, because they've been telling you all this time. Show the arches, talk about McDonald's. See, so there are some things that they program people to do, just like they program half of America to see the red MAGA hat, and the first thing they do is say, racism. So who's responsible for this type of triggering? Not Trump supporters. It's the crooked, funky, nasty, dirty, vomit-smelling, poop-stained, dumpster juice, gangrene, snotty nose, deceptive, underhanded, two-faced, low-class, no-class, dirty, corrupt liberal media, and the funky, crooked Democrats. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Find me every Wednesday, 7:30, live in Kevin's Corner, where we talk about all type of stuff. If you didn't see the last live show, check it out. It was great. Had a great time. So 7:30, we go live on YouTube and on my live radio blog talk show. Links in the bottom. Check out Extreme Tees. Great great clothing. Type my name into the promo, Kevin, and you'll get a 20% discount. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Find me on, yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to hit like, share, the notification button, and subscribe. Let's get these numbers up. I want to hit about 200,000 next. We can do it. I look at some of the silly videos, man, that be having like 1 million subscribers because they film cats doing tricks or they're doing stupid stuff. I'm going to now smash this watermelon over my head. I may not make it, may not survive, but it's for your entertainment. 7 million subscribers. I'm like, what? Mindless stuff. So anyway, let's keep moving. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom to do so as well. God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.